Audio Jungle.
Welcome back here to Mando Field for another night of Mocksville-Davie American Legion Baseball. This is another game set here against Davidson-Davie, Davidson County that is. We're going up against the Hawgs for the third game in 3 nights. One more will be played tomorrow, and that'll be back at Davidson. So far, Davidson's won both games so far, one of them being a more commanding lead than the other one, as Mocksville lost 13-0 back 2 nights ago on the 17th. Mocksville held their own just a tad bit more last night as they lost 4-3. As Turner, Johnson, and Sanchez were the 3 runners that came across the score. As for Mocksville, they struck out 3 times. Their pitching staff struck out 3, ended up walking 8 while giving up 10 hits, which helped lead Davidson to come away victorious in the bottom of the 7th. A 4-3 final in that one. As for Mocksville, they're the loser of 5 straight. That dates all the way back to June 6th. Their most recent victory was a 15-5 win, and that was over Concord Post 51 back on Wednesday the 4th. That was all the way back here at Mocksville. They had back-to-back wins. That comes 2 nights prior on June 2nd. That was a 18-8 victory. That was over the Post 8 Swines. And that 5-game losing streak that we are currently sitting in, 2 of those have come across the Post 8 Swines. 15-3 loss and a 5-4 loss on the 9th and 10th of June. Over the last 5 games, Mocksville scored 11 runs while giving up 48 for a plus-minus of a -37. Nearly set for a picture-perfect day here at Mando. Earlier rains come across, and it looks like it has set to clear its sky as we take a look on screen for the weather that had just come through Mocksville and just cleared out part of Winston-Salem. As for baseball in Winston, the Disco Turkeys will still be playing. That's over at Wake Forest University. As for the Winston-Salem Dash, they have postponed tonight's game, and they will not remake that one. But we're still playing here at Mando, 77 degrees here at Rich Park. And I take a quick break, and on the other side of this, we will bring you the lineups for both squads and how tonight is expected to go for both Mocksville and Post 8.
You can throw it to backup. Oh my gosh, you can throw it to backup. Oh my gosh, you can throw it to backup. Oh my gosh, you can throw it to back.
Welcome back here in Mando Field as we're set for the starting lineups here from Charles Curfews. And as they do so, let's take a look here, starting with the Davidson lineup. Tegan Hedrick will lead things off. He'll be starting in left field. That'll be followed by the two-hole, the shortstop of Kason Curry. Lucas Riley, the center fielder behind him. Cooper Beck will be batting in the cleanup spot. He'll be over at first base. Chris Shoemaker, the DH, will be batting fifth. Cam Sharp over at third, followed by Aiden Wall. Hank Gaston and Cooper Young set to close out the lineup for Davidson. Ethan Lohman will be on the mound tonight for Davidson. As for Mocksville, a little bit of a late starting lineup, but we got it nonetheless. Noah Owens will be leading things off in center field, followed by David Thiel, Jordan Turner, which was one of the three that ended up scoring last night against Davidson. Manny Morales over in left, followed by Joseph Johnson, Braden Carter, Luis Sanchez. James Spencer will be batting in the 8-hole, followed by Jonas Johnson. James Spencer tonight being the DH. He was the starting pitcher back in game 1 of the series here at Mando against Davidson. The man on the mound tonight, that will be Connor Kennedy up on the mound. Once again, just a few more moments here until first pitch here at Mando. Home plate meeting currently going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to have a starting lineup.
Welcome back here in Mando, so get set for Game 3 here against Davidson County. So far, Mocksville's 0-2, and both of those games have been quite a different story. Game 1 was a 13-0 loss. That comes back 2 nights ago here at Mando. Last night was over at Davidson County. Mocksville had the lead for quite a while before giving up a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th, losing that one of a final score 4-3. Those 3 runners, that was Turner, Johnson, and Sanchez. Once again last night, the pitching staff from Mocksville struck out 3. They walked 8 and gave up 10 hits. Charlie Young started on the mound for Mocksville yesterday. Did well, as Coach Lovelace and I chatted for a while before the start of tonight's matchup. And he said last night was probably the best that Mocksville's played all season. Mocksville has 3 wins, 11 losses on the season, currently on a 5-game losing streak, trying to turn that around here tonight. Mocksville's still not out of a chance of coming out of last place. The Post 8 Swines just a few wins ahead of Mocksville right here, and any chance to put down this Post 8 squad of the Hawgs is a good day as they come in tonight 13-0. One of their tightest games all season, coming back to last night against the same Mocksville-Davie team. Mocksville scored 11 runs over the last 5 games. They've given up a total of 48 for a negative 37 run differential. Connor Kennedy on the mound for Mocksville, set to make his first start of the season behind the dish. That's going to be Jordan Turner. He's had 7 stolen bases against him in 10 total chances. He's thrown out 3. And that ties him for the lead on this Mocksville team with the first baseman tonight, and that's David Thiel. He's thrown out 3, although he's given up a whole lot more. Let's see what happens here. Leading things off will be Tegan Hedrick. He'll be playing left field for Davidson. The pitching staff for Mocksville this season has a team ERA of an 8.7. 101 earned runs given up so far this season. First pitch swing and chopped up by Sanchez, firing it over to Thiel at first. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. One very quick out. Something much needed here for Kennedy, as we'll keep things rolling on here to the left-handed Kason Curry. Kason Curry did well back 2 nights ago here at Mando. Kennedy gets another 1-pitch rollover. This one to go to the first baseman of Thiel. He'll take it himself. Out number 2. What a different story here at Mando from Connor Kennedy. So far, there's been 10 1-2-3 innings so far this season. This would be the 18th inning of the season, getting the first 2 outs in a row. So far, there's been 16 innings that have gone on under 13 pitches. This is a huge chance to get another one here tonight. The first ball from Kennedy misses upstairs, as it wouldn't have mattered, as I believe Riley had been holding off anyway. Fouled off down the first base side, evens it. 1 ball and a strike apiece. Riley, the center fielder for Davidson, as Connor Kennedy looks him down to go 1-2-3. The 1-1 down and in, nearly goes off the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Mocksville center fielder waits to be on deck, as Noah Owens, currently in dead away center field, get me over curveball. He evens it 2 balls, 2 strikes, looking to get punch out number 1 here of the night. So far, it's been 2 groundouts, 1 over to third, as that just misses downstairs. 3-2, first full count offering, as a payoff pitch is upcoming. So far, a ground out to Sanchez and a ground out to Thiel in that order, as that's inside ball 4. Full count walk. That's a 43rd walk of the season for Mocksville's pitching staff. That's why I asked if you know how to do it. Riley on first after a walk. This will be Kennedy's 9th pitch of the inning. Both Johnsons rounding around the middle infield. Thiel holding on his runner at first. Once again, Sanchez over at third, playing about even with the bag. First pitch swing, and that's going to be off the leg of Johnson at short. Has no throw. Had a chance to be another one pitch out. Unfortunately, that was not able to end the inning. Little in-between play there at short. Johnson unable to read that play correctly. As runners will now be first and second as Beck's on first, Riley's on second for the short-handed Shoemaker. Upstairs nearly gets away from Turner, able to go up over the head of Shoemaker and make the grab. Coach Lovelace makes his way out to the mound, trying to calm down any nerves from Connor Kennedy. He had 2 very quick groundouts on 2 pitches, and since then it's been 2 quick base runners, a full count walk followed by an error to Johnson at short. That being Joseph Johnson, that is, his brother Jonas, standing in the outfield grass just past second base. 11th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Still 2 outs here in the first. 1-0 catches in the outside corner. Evens it. And a much-needed strike there as it's 1-1. So far, no hits from Davidson, but Mocksville has 1 defensive error. Trying to bat pick over the second. Nearly had Riley. No draws, no throw. The 1-1's fouled off the third base side. That will go up. Possibly up into the parking lot. As we're back down to the last strike here in the top of the first. Connor Kennedy looking for punch-out number 1 of the night here in his first start of the season. The left-hander will step off the back of the mound, trying to keep Riley holding on at second. Looking for the first punch-out of the night. Outside, looking to back pick over. And second was Turner. And so will hold off. Two-two's going to be thrown into shallow center field. That's going to drop in for a single. Gets away from Owens. And back behind him. 1 run comes across. Beck comes around third. Going to be a play. Field's throw is in time. 1 run does come across for Davidson. Home plate umpire with a late call, but rings him up. One run across. Top one's away. After the top of the first, 1-0. Davidson able to get 1 run across. That was Riley on the RBI from Shoemaker, as that ball just dropped in front of the feet of Owens. Going to take a quick timeout. Coming up bottom of 1. Right after this will be Owens, Thiel, and Turner. Coming back here in the Mando, Noah Owens set to start things off for Mocksville as a center fielder. who made a late error at the end of the top of the first. Ended up getting past him, but able to throw to run it home, but not before one comes across. So an early 1-0 lead for Davidson as Owens comes up. First pitch downstairs in the dirt, nearly bounces on home plate. 1-0 the count for Owens. Thiel on deck, followed by Turner. Turner, one of the 3 runs to score so far on the season against Davidson. The 1-0's just misses the inside corner. 2-0 the count. 77 degrees so far here at Mando. Feels a little bit warmer here due to the humidity after a hard rain. As a 2-0's inside nearly clips him. 3 balls, no strikes. The team batting average so far in the season sits at a .287. Started out a lot higher. Unfortunately, through the last couple of games, it's dropped below 300. Mocksville has a total of 94 base knocks so far in the season. They have a chance to hit 100 here tonight. The 3-1 inside ball for a 5-pitch walk will bring up the team leading batting average and hits leader for Mocksville, that being David Thiel. Gonna try and get some more information here on Thiel in just a second. Currently batting a .548 through 13 games with a .632 on base percentage. Line to left center field. First pitch swing, and that's gonna be caught by Riley in deep left center field. Owens thought that was gonna be dropped, so he'll have to retreat. Able to get back in the first safely. Nearly the first base knock for Mocksville. But a hard line shot in the left center is going to be caught by Riley as he went out ranging to his right. This will bring up Jordan Turner, the catcher. So Turner's been a .222 so far in the season. Runner on first is after the leadoff walk. First pitch is upstairs to Turner. As for Turner, he has 1 extra base knock. He has 2 hits so far on the season, 1 being a double, 1 being a single. Those coming on back-to-back nights. Pickoff move, the first, keeping him honest is Owens. As Loman will come back on the mound. A left-hander from about the 3/4 arm slot. A 5-pitch walk to the leadoff man. Upstairs, ball 2. Turner was walked twice in the season debut on May 19th. Was not able to reach base until June 2nd on a base knock. Top of the zone, called a strike, 2-1. He's had 2 singles up the middle. As for Loman, this would be pitch number 9. Owens with a small lead over at first. Staying put, just misses upstairs. Another chance for a 5-pitch walk as the count evens 3. As the count falls behind, that is 3-1. Manny Morales waits on deck. That catches the outside corner. Turner thought that was ball 4. Instead, it's rung up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A payoff pitch upcoming as the count comes full. So looking for the first base knock here in the home half of the first. Payoff pitch popped up. In foul ground. Beck chasing after it down toward the Mocksville dugout. That's going to stay in play. Makes a grab for out number 2. After a 5-pitch walk, it's been a hard line drive into the left center field gap, caught by Riley in center field, and a pop-up and foul ground will bring up Manny Morales. Inside clips him. First pitch, hit by pitch, goes up and in on number 16, and that will bring up Joseph Johnson. 2 base runners here in the first. Still looking to get the first hit of the night, and that will be Joseph Johnson. 13 pitches so far in the night by Loman. So far for Joseph on the season, has a lot of appearances. He has 34 at-bats, batting a .324 from the right side. Slugging sitting at a .441 with an OPS just above 850. 7 singles, 4 extra base knocks. Has 11 RBIs on the season, has a chance to get 12. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Mocksville scored 71 runs so far this season through 14 games. Off-speed pitch catches the heart of the plate. That'll even it 1-1. Cloud slowly starting to go away here at Mando. As it comes out to 77 degrees as a 1-1. Catches the outside corner. Nothing really Johnson could have done with it besides poke it down in the right field. And there's a big hole between Beck and Gaston. Gaston, the second baseman, holding on Owens at second. Popped up left field side. Loman, the man on the mound, going at it as that's going to hit the top of the fence and ricochet straight here into the crowd. Lucky enough to keep that from being out number 3 with 3 quick outs. Johnson will stay alive. "180 feet away is Owens over at second, trying to push home the first run of the night against Davidson and keep this a tie game. Missing outside, 2-2. Runner takes off for third. Had no chance there was Young. A delayed steal of third works out perfectly. 90 feet away is a chance for Johnson to get his 12th RBI of the season. Working from the stretch. Popped up left field side. That's going to go down in front of Hedrick and tie this game up at 1. An RBI single by Johnson into the left field side will bring this up, tied up at 1. Good piece of 2-out hitting here in the home half of the first. Ties this up at 1 from Johnson. Joseph was one of the 3 to score last night as well, as this one misses upstairs to Carter, the right fielder. The delayed steal works out perfectly here for Mocksville. Had a runner on second, stole third standing, as Young wasn't sure what was going on. Swing and a miss. Count evens 1 apiece. Davidson so far on the season sits 13-0. Although winning a very close one last night here against Mocksville. Final score 4-3. Runner takes off for third. Swing and a miss. Throw into third. Nobody's there, but trying to get around the diving Sharp. Won't work out too successfully here for out number 3. Young able to throw up Morales at third. Sharp able to apply the tag as that nearly went into left field. That's how the first will come to a close. We're all knotted up at 1. Top of the second coming up right after this will be Shoemaker, Sharp, and Wall. Coming back here, top of the second, trying to get another quick inning. Breaking pitch called a strike. Able to get Shoemaker looking 0-1 just like that. back in the first, got 2 quick outs and 2 pitches. That being 2 ground outs, 1 to third and 1 to the first. That's up and in, ball 1 as the count evens. At 1. Sanchez, the Johnsons, and Thiel going around the infield as that's going to be a play for Johnson at short. Firing it over to Thiel. In plenty of time, out number 1. Here comes Cam Sharp to the dish. Got a quick out here in the second. Called a strike there, 0-1. Downstairs in the dirt, that's going to be blocked up by Turner as the count evens 1 apiece. It's grounded back over the Johnson at short. Deja vu. That one's going to be picked up by Thiel, out number 2. You don't happen to have Greg's number, do you? Yeah. They're having problems with the scoreboard. They're having problems with the scoreboard. You tried calling me, but my phone's... Aiden Wall now coming up to the dish. 2 outs here in the top of the second, looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning. As I mentioned just an inning ago, it's only happened 10 times on the season. What just occurred? That's the 19th time of the season, getting the 2 outs just like that. Going 2 up, 2 down. 1-1's the count here to Wall, the right fielder. This is batter number 7 of the night for Davidson. Swing and a miss. As we fall ahead 1-2 the count. Once again from the left side, that's going to be fouled off as the count remains 1-2. Were you good with the scoreboard at Wake? Huh? Were you good at the scoreboard at Wake Forest? Yeah. Okay. That catches the bottom half of the zone, sits Wall down looking. First strikeout of the night for Kennedy comes in the second, and that's how the inning comes to a close. The 11th 1-2-3 inning of the season for Mocksville comes here in the second inning against Davidson. 1-1 going bottom of the second. Welcome back here, bottom of the second. Braden Carter set to get things started here for Mocksville. Mocksville scored 1 here in the home half of the first to tie it up at 1, trying to take the lead here in the second. Okay. Here in the second, it'll be Carter, Sanchez, and Spencer. Back in the first, it was a 5-pitch walk that started things. That was Noah Owens leading things off. Loman remains here on the mound. First pitch swing, and that's going to be a slow roller for Curry at short. And on the infield grass, throw is high. Is it in time? Just barely as Beck was able to come back down on the bag. Wow. What a close play there as Carter was hustling down the first baseline. Just got thrown out by Curry after a tall throw brought back off the bag. First pitch misses inside here to Sanchez. Playing third base tonight for Mocksville. And apologies about that in the top half of the second. Shoemaker was the last batter in the top of the first. It was Sharp that grounded out to short, followed by Walton, and Gaston struck things out to end the second. Here in the second, it's Sanchez here, 1 out, nobody on. This is 1-1, it's fouled straight back. Falling down the count 1-2. That's for Sanchez, batting a .200 on the season. This is his 5th game, 6 total at bat so far in the season. That was a 1-base knock. Swing and a miss, that strikes him out. First strikeout of the night from Ethan Loman. And this will bring up the 8th hole of Spencer. As for James Spencer, he was the man on the mound back in game number 1, who ended up being credited with the loss in the 13-0 loss over this very same Davidson squad. The 0-1's grounded down to third base side. That's going to be stopped up by the shortstop. Long throw from Curry. Not in time to Beck. An infield single here with 2 outs will bring up the 9th hole of Jonas Johnson. A throw from the outfield grass was not able to beat Spencer as he was hustling down the first base line, just like Carter did 2 batters ago. Luckily for us, he was able to beat that one out, and this will be Jonas Johnson. As for Jonas, he's played quite a few games so far in the season, currently batting at .258. As 8 singles, 5 being infield shot. Loman over on the mound, flips it over the first in plenty of time. A swinging bunt will end the threat in the second. 4 come up to the plate. 1 reaches on an infield single, but nothing comes across the score. Top of the third to come up right after this. It'll be the 9, 1-2. That'll be Young, Hedrick, and Curry. 1-1 going top 3. Coming back here, top of the third. Mocksville looking to close out Davidson here once again. Currently tied in a pitcher's duel as we sit 1 apiece. Mocksville 2 hits, 1 run. As for Davidson, they have 1 run on a hit. Mocksville with 1 error. Davidson with none. Starting things off will be Cooper Young, the catcher. He's batting in the 9th spot, and he'll have the top. First pitch outside, ball 1. Kennedy out for his 3rd inning of work. Chopped down third base side. Goes in between the wickets of Sanchez into left field. Not able to get a body on it with Sanchez, and that would be a leadoff base runner here in the 3rd as Young is able to reach base safely. As our Tegan Hedrick, he grounded out to Sanchez back in the 1st. As our Sanchez here in the 3rd, he's playing on in the infield grass. Seven stolen bases here against Turner. So far, no attempts on the night. Home plate umpire calls time as Hedrick was wanting it here at the plate. From the left side of the rubbers, Kennedy looks to lay down a bunt. That's going to go foul. Let's see how Sanchez decides to play this here. No balls and a strike. And how the rest of Mocksville-Davie has their bunt defense set here with 1 on. That being Young over at first. Obviously, Thiel's going to be holding him on. I could assume Johnson at second is going to be coming on to crash over at first. With Thiel crashing hard. Does not bunt there as that's upstairs. A ball and a strike. Sanchez playing even with 2-1. 2 balls and a strike, that is. Apologies. Stepping off the back of the rubbers, Kennedy. And on first, that's Young after reaching on the air. Popped up down the first base side, trailing toward Carter in right field. Not able to make the grab as that just reaches out past his glove. And on fair ground, going to be cutting it into Thiel. Not able to pick it up as will come into the catcher, Turner. A double here, nobody out. Puts runners 2nd and 3rd. Once again, nobody out for Curry to come up to the dish as Hedrick improves his night to 1-2. Hedrick grounded out to 3rd and the 1st. That was followed up by Kason Curry grounding out to Thiel over at first. Corner infielders playing in. Middle playing back. Let's see if all the infielders decide to come in. So far, the Johnsons are staying back. Left-hander upstairs nearly gets away from Turner. 35 errors on this season so far for Mocksville. They have 2 more here tonight, increasing that total to 37. Once again, coming in tonight, a .901 team fielding average. That's outside ball 2. Batting average with runnings and scoring position for the opposing team this season is a .377. So for tonight, Mocksville's been able to keep that quiet, but we're only here in the 3rd. The 2-0, just missing upstairs, 3-0. This will be the 32nd pitch of the night for Connor Kennedy.
Come on, get your glove out.
The 3-0. Catches the inside corner, will not be a 4-pitch walk. So far in the night, there's only been 1 walk issued for Davidson. That's a man on the deck, Lucas Riley, who is a walk with 2 outs in the 1st. Ends up coming across the score. That will be a 5-pitch walk and bring up Lucas Riley, who's once again 0 for 0 with a walk. 44 walks on the season so far for Mocksville's pitching staff. They've struck out 95. Apologies, I stand corrected. They have walked 72 on the season while striking out 68. I was reading the opposite as Mocksville's been walked 42 times and striking out 94. Bases are loaded upstairs, nearly gets away from Turner. It's Young over at 3rd, Hedrick at 1st, and Curry at Hedrick at 2nd, and Curry over at first. Once again, corner fielders playing in. Blocked up by Turner. That's down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Nowhere to put Riley here at the plate. As I mentioned last batter, 377's your batting average with runners in scoring position. Has a chance to be here. That's going to be in the foul ground. A lucky call here by the home plate umpire. As Sanchez was not able to field that cleanly. Had a grade A chance to be a double play and get Hedrick out at third and had Young in a pickle between third and home. Wow. Third base coach for Davidson coming out to talk things down with the home plate umpire, but as you can see here on video, that ball was most definitely foul and Sanchez never touched it. Had a chance here to be the 38th error of the season. Hawks were able to catch a break. 38th pitch of the at-bat. Huff in the night upcoming, that is. Working from the stretch now is Kennedy after stepping off the back of the mound. Downstairs, 3-1. Nowhere to put them. Bases are loaded. Young, the 9-hole, Hedrick, and Curry making it go 1-2. Currently tied up 1 apiece. Here's a 3-1 swung at, flied right field side. Trailing backs Carter at the wall. That's off the wall. Wow. 1 run comes across the score. Pickle between third, running it in, tossing it to home to Turner. Nobody at third to throw it to is Sanchez. Was a couple of feet off the base. Carter able to play that off the base of the wall. Nearly an opposite field home run from Riley after being walked back in the first. Runners would only advance 90 feet. Here comes Cooper Beck. Currently 2-0. 2-1 that is. Upstairs, ball 1. So far for Beck, he's 0 for 1 after reaching on an error back in the first. Hard shot into left field. That's going to score at least 1. That's going to be played by Morales. Around third it comes. Play into short for Johnson. He'll hold on to it. 2 runs come across. A 3-run inning makes it 4-1. Passing the torch on comes down to Chris Shoemaker, the DH. He had an RBI single back in the first, which ended up being the last batter in the first after Beck ended up getting thrown out trying to take home. Beck's at first, Riley's at third. Will we see a first and third action? Still nobody out. Downstairs called a ball. Maybe just missed a tad outside. A long inning here. 42nd pitch. Kennedy will step off back of the mound. Working back on. Shoemaker working from the left side. A left on the left matchup. Grounded. Right back up the middle. That's going to come across the score. Another Davidson run. Runners will advance 90 feet as that throw goes over to Johnson. Going to be blocked up by Sanchez at third. A 4-run inning will keep pushing the inning along, as it's 5-1 now here in inning number 3. Cam Sharp grounded out to short the start to second as he's here in his second at bat. Things started with an error to third as Sanchez let a ball go right in between his wickets, followed by a double into the right field. Down the right field line, followed by a walk to Curry. Upstairs called a strike, evens at 1 apiece. 3 straight RBIs here from Davidson. A single from Riley, a single from Beck, and then a single from Shoemaker, as Beck was able to push home across 2. A 4-run inning as Mocksville needs the way to come away and end the damage here in the third. Still nobody out. 1-2. Popped up shallow center field, coming on its own. Took a good read, making a diving effort, not able to make the grab. I'll go just a couple of feet back behind him in the field, back behind the pitcher's mound. Runners will go up 90 feet. Nearly able to make the play there was Owens. No runs come across. Remains a 4-run inning. Still nobody out. Single for Sharp will bring up Aiden Wall. Both of these last two batters grounded out to short. Lovelace made his way back out to the mound. Once again, trying to talk things back down with Kennedy, as he's looked solid so far tonight. 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 Mocksville errors. As for Kennedy, he's given up 5 runs so far tonight, only 3 of them being earned. 2 walks and a strikeout so far is his pitching line. Grounded down the first base side, that's going to go past the gap of Johnson into right field, and 1 run comes across. They'll go up 90 feet as that nearly got away from Carter in right field. Throwing it into Johnson at second. Over for Thiel. 1 more run comes across at 6-1. Ninth batter of the inning coming up. Still nobody out here in the third.
Yes.
Grounded, third base side, picking it up in front of him, Sanchez. Bobbling it, fires it over Thiel, out number 1. As 1 run does come across the score with Shoemaker. 7-1 here in the third, a 6-run inning. As they're coming back up here for Cooper Young. Second and third, now it will be Wall and Sharp. That'll be second and third. Infield comes in at 7-1. Line into left field. That's going to drop in for a single. 1 run comes across. Going to be a play at the plate. Gets away from Johnson at short. In the second, Standings Young reaches on the throw. A 2 RBI single on the left will bring up the top of the lineup for the second time of the inning. The 11th batter of the inning. Only 1 out. A 8-run inning makes it 9-1. Runner on second, that will be Young. After reaching on the air, not the air that is, but on the throw home to Turner. From the stretch, popped up right field side. Carter giving it a chase. That's going to drop back behind him. Another run given up against Kennedy. Trying to chase for 3s here. Hedrick. Throw comes into Johnson. Throw is hopefully going to be stopped up by Sanchez, as it is. A late throw there leads to a triple for Hedrick, bringing in Young. A 9-run inning. Two straight extra base hits from Hedrick in the same inning here in the third. Had a double down the right field line, and now a RBI triple down the right field line. And that will be the night for Kennedy. 51 pitches, 31 strikes. Gave up 9 hits, 10 runs, 8 of those being earned. 2 walks and a strikeout through 2 1/3 of an inning pitched. Gonna take a quick break here. 10-1 is your score between Davidson County Post 8, the Hawgs, and 1 for Mocksville. coming back here, new man on the mound. That's going to be Ryan Robertson taking over for Connor Kennedy. Runner on third after the triple. Inside, gets away from Turner. Runner takes off for home. Going to be a plate. The plate throw is non-existent. That's going to be the 11th run for Davidson. First pitch thrown here from Robinson goes to the backstop and brings home Hedrick. A 10-run inning. Still only one out. Grounded first base side, Thiel in on it, able to keep it in front of him. Bobbles it a tad, but able to get the man out at first.
First out.
Here comes Lucas Riley up to the plate.
Who we got now? Riley. Center fielder, Lucas Riley.
The 9-hole started things off, and we're all the way through that lineup once, down to the 3-hole. 1-0 the count here from Robinson to Riley. As for Riley, he started things off with an RBI single down the right field wall, followed by just about straight RBIs after that. Downstairs hits the dirt, 2-1. Only 2 walks given up here from the Mocksville pitching staff, but they have given up 9 hits. No hit by pitches, just a lot of active bats here from Davidson, as we're down to a 3-1 count here from Robinson. From the windup working, here's Ryan Robinson, as a 3-1's inside, misses the zone, a 5-pitch walk. I'll put a runner back on the base paths for Cooper Beck. Third at bat in 3 innings, the second one of the inning.
They can get a season of bats tonight.
He had a 2 RBI single in the left field just probably about 10 minutes ago. A long inning here for Mocksville. Ground at third base side. That's going to get past Sanchez over at third. Going first to third as Morales' throw nearly gets away from Sanchez. And Beck will take off for second on the throw. Doubling down the left field line will bring up Shoemaker. Now second and third. As for Shoemaker, he's 2 for 2. 2 RBI singles, both to center field. Upstairs, ball 1. 6th batter of the inning to hit twice in the same inning. Took a while to get Mocksville's first out. Downstairs, it's going to be blocked up by Turner. As the throw goes back in the Robinson. Beck the runner on second, Riley over at third. Cooper Young started the inning off with reaching on an air to third. Down and in. 3-0. As for Kennedy, he threw 51 pitches through 2 1/3. As that catches the inside corner, 3-1. As for Robinson, he's up to 12. Here's a 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. After just a few minutes ago, the bases were cleared after the triple from Hedrick. He ended up coming across the score on a pass ball while Curry was at the dish. And he ended up coming across the score while Riley stands on third. From the windup, now is Robinson. Foul tip straight back 0-1. 1 bad inning so far here from Mocksville. Coming in tonight, the first pitch strike percentage was at 49. I can just about believe that's a little bit lower here besides the first inning. Got 2 outs on 2 pitches in the first. That was against Hedrick and Curry. Since then, they have not been out once. 1-1. Down the third base side, that's going to go foul. As we're down to possibly the last strike here in the third. 1-2 the count to Sharp. He's 1 for 2, grounded out to short to start the second. And he singled here in this very same inning. Up and in, 2-2. Nowhere to put him, as that hit by pitch would have brought home the 12th run for Davidson. Foul tip, just able to stay alive as that pitch was low and out. Nearly was able to fool him was Robinson. The 2-2. Swing and a miss down in the dirt, stepping on home plate, gets the out. But 10 runs do come across to score. 11-1, going bottom of the third. Trying to get a long inning here ourselves is Mocksville as they trail 11-1 after a 10-run top of the third. First pitch catches the inside corner on Owens, the left-hander. Currently sits 0 for 0. Had a walk back in the first. That was a 5-pitch walk. And one of the few base runners here for Mocksville. Catches the inside corner, 0-2. Owens ended up coming across the score for Mocksville, the only run so far of the night. The 0-2. Inside nearly clips him, 1-2. The 1-2 upcoming from Lohman. Chop going to be a one hopper to Gaston at second, firing it over the Beck for out number 1 of the inning. Here comes Thiel. Although he sits 0 for 1, he has one of the hardest hit balls so far tonight. In a hard line drive into the left center field gap that was caught by Riley after making a tremendous read, dropping back to his right. Another hard shot, this one's down to third. Hard roller over to Sharp. Fires over to Beck at first. Has a go back down the near side of the base path, but able to get back in time, out number 2. 2 straight groundouts, 1 the second, 1 the third will bring up Jordan Turner. So far, he's 0 for 1. Thanks for that. First pitch offering here popped up. Third base side giving trail Sharp and Young. They'll give ground to the cover here behind home plate, 0-1. Looking to avoid a 1-2-3 inning here. The 0-1 offering goes back, nearly clips Turner in the back foot. That will give them the count 1 apiece. 16 batters came across And in the third inning for Davidson, 10 ended up coming across the score. They hold a 10-run lead as Mocksville's already in a threat for a run rule. Lined, shallow center field. That's going to be caught by Riley. Able to make that with plenty of room to spare. 3 up, 3 down, going top of the fourth. Should be Wall. Should be Wall. Aiden Wall. Coming up here, top of the fourth, Aiden Wall will start things off here for Davidson. Man on the mound will remain. That's Ryan Robinson. First pitch misses outside. Downstairs, caught him swinging. That will even the count 1-1. 20 pitches so far thrown from Robinson through 2/3 of an inning. Downstairs in the dirt, that's blocked up by Turner as we fall behind in the count 2-1. As for Wall, he had one at bat back in the third inning. He ended up reaching on an RBI single down in right field. The 2-1. Hard shot left field. That's gone. And 12-1. Aiden Wall. Has 2 RBIs to himself on the night's Wall. Has a home run to start the fourth and an RBI single back in the third. That was down on the 2-1 count. A very hitters-friendly count. Although down to the 7 hole, you'd think they wouldn't have much power. Unfortunately here for Davidson, all 9 have a capability to put one out, especially here in Mocksville, a very hitters-friendly ballpark, as it's 300 down the left field line, 342 to center, and 335 to right. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner, trying to work it back here, 2-1. For the 8 hole, he's 0 for 2. Had an RBI, though, grounded out to third, and struck out in the second. Looking here to avoid a 5-pitch walk, 3-1 the count. Stepping off back in the mounds, Robinson as well place came out to come after a foul ball as that's downstairs, 5-pitch walk. Comes back to hit the backstop. Down to the 9 hole now is Young, who started things off in the third after reaching on an air that went through the wickets of Sanchez. And then he reached on a single in the left, driving home 2. And so far that's been his night as he sits 1 for 2. That looks like it'll be the night for Ryan Robertson. He'll end his night 28 pitches. 2 hits, 1 run, that being an earned run, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Gonna take a quick timeout here, and we will be back after the short pitching change.
You're right, buddy. Exactly. Good third.
What's this guy's name? The new pitcher. Okay.
What number is it?
9.
Braden Porter.
Braden Carter. Okay. Oh, I love it when they change. What? No. Oh, the game? Yeah. We still have to play another inning for one to take effect. I keep forgetting to mute it. Coming back here in the Mando field, Mocksville on the brink of losing 6 straight as it comes all the way back to June 6. Luckily for them, they have indeed won 1 here in the month of June, and that would be 2 actually, winning on June 2nd and 4th. They played at home over 30 runs in those 2 games, winning 18-8 and 15-5. One was against the Post 8 Swines and Concord. Since then, they've given up 48 over the previous 5 games, while only scoring 11. The man on the mound was the right fielder of Braden Carter. First pitch offering here, catches the inside corner, 0-1. Morale was in left, Owens in center, Carter over, apologies, as it's not completely updated. Braden Carter is on the mound though, who took over for, apologies, now that is Jonas Johnson. Jonas starting things off over at second. And according to Game Changer, now on the mound as Carter remains over in right. Grounded right back up the middle, got a glove on it, was Johnson, picked up by the second baseman of Bailey, able to get the force out over at second as he was able to flip it to Johnson's brother, that being Joseph, for out number 1 here in the 4th. Top. Looking at Reddit. Coming here, top of the lineup now, 12-1 in favor of Davidson after a 10-run third inning. Here on the score, hard shot left field. That one's longer than the last. High over the left field wall, a 2-run jack for the leadoff man of Hedrick. He has a double, triple, and now a home run. He's a single away from the cycle. He's a single away from the cycle. doubled in the third, tripled in the third, and now a home run in the fourth. Lovelace coming out, talk things down with the first base umpire. What a bit of frustrations coming out now as it's 14-1 here in the fourth.
Put in your notebook, Lovelace. Put in your notebooks.
What do you say?
Write it down in your notebook. Hey, let them have their fun. I got it this year.
Appears that Coach Lovelace is mad about something.
Get you some body armor too.
Let's try and take a look at what happened here after the home run, as we still discuss here. Yep, a large bat flip, very unneeded here, directed toward the Mocksville dugout. If you're curious, that was the first pitch back
Make them wait, Mike.
to the leadoff man of Hedrick. Thiel stretching back behind first base.
Oh, Brady. This one got to be tough.
Somehow Lovelace knows the magic words not to be thrown out here. Luckily enough
Got some guts, Brady.
here for Mocksville. Once again, a large bat flip there caused a lot of controversy here as it's 14-1. First pitch grounded to short, Johnson overneath. After a home run, a late throw over the first. Back-to-back hits. This will bring up the 3-hole of Riley. Back-to-back hits, now one out for the 3-hole of Riley. As for Riley, he's 1 for 1. He's been walked twice, has a RBI single off the right field wall. Curveball called a strike 0-1. Beal holding on the runner at first, it's Curry. After reaching on an infield single, that being the 12th base hit for Davidson. The 2 hits so far from Mocksville put them up to 96 on the season. They're 4 away from hitting 100, which could have to wait for another night. Runner stays put, lined over the head of Spencer at third. Down the left field line it goes. They'll only advance 90 feet. Finally starting to put on the brakes is Davidson, as Riley increases his night 2 for 2. Wanting a new ball, here's a man on the mound of Johnson. And this will bring up Cooper Beck. He doubled down the left field line in the third, and at a 2 RBI single in the left field back in. Apologies, as he had 2 at-bats in the third. A double and a single. He reached on an error in the first. Setting 2 for 3, although being on base 3 times here tonight. Make that 4, as that has a chance for the line as that went foul. No balls and 1 ball and a strike, that is. Right on right matchup. Bullpen starting to work here for Mocksville. As for Johnson, he's thrown 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 1 run, that being earned. 2 strikeouts for Mocksville pitching staff. They've walked 5 so far through 3 1/3 inning of work. 12 earned runs out of the 14 runs given up. As the 2-1's upstairs, 3-1 has a chance to load the bases now and bring up Shoemaker. Got an RBI single back in the 1st and 3rd inning. 2 home runs here in the 4th, 1 to the leadoff man of the inning and 1 to the leadoff man in general. As that 5-pitch walk will bring up indeed Shoemaker. The 8th batter of the inning, still only 1 out, as Lovelace looks to be making his way back out to the home plate umpire. Not going to be making a pitching change here, just talking things over here down the first base line. He'll make his way out to the mound, and indeed so, I believe there might be a pitching change. If so, we will take a break here on YouTube. He'll walk past the man on the mound of Johnson and start talking with the infield umpire here once again. Morales and Owens, the left and center fielder, talking things over as they converse in the left center field area. Bailey, Riley, and Johnson, the middle infield pair with the runner on second, is now talking as Lovelace makes his way back to the dugout. Lovelace now back to the home plate umpire, still not being thrown out yet. A lot of stuff going on here at Mando. As we get some bluegrass here from Charles Curfeys. So far, 2 total bases for Mocksville. Johnson has 1, Spencer has 1. Then Morales being hit by a pitch. Lovelace makes his way back to the dugout. And here we go. Bases loaded, 1 out. Eighth batter of the inning. First pitch misses downstairs. Ball 1. Ball 1. That is. Apologies there about the hiccup. Corner infielders playing in. Framed work there by Turner, able to steal a strike as that missed outside. As the count evens 1-1 as Shoemaker's 2 for 2 on the night. Grounded over the second. Bailey in front of it. 4-6. Will hold it there, but 1 run will come across the score. 15-1 here in the 4th. Bailey able to flip it over to Johnson and get a force out. Once again, 1 run does come across the score. Now 2 outs for the 9th batter of the inning. 3 runners have come across the score so far. First pitch offering here, popped up right field, center field, that is. Owens trailing toward his left. Underneath of it, makes the grab, and that will do it. Owens able to make the grab and end the inning. Going bottom 4 right after this. Mocksville trails 14-1. Sometimes works on Fridays. Welcome back here after the intermission. First pitch swinging, that's going to go foul. 0-1. Yes. Manny Morales comes up to the disc. First pitch swinging. Once again, as that's fouled off. 0-1. Morales is 0 for 0, getting hit by pitch back in the first. A ball and a strike here in the fourth. Grounded over to short. Curry, he's retired a handful. Has a fire over the Beckon first in time, out number 1. Going down 0 for 1 in the book so far tonight's Morales, and that will bring up Joseph Johnson, who has a single RBI for Mocksville tonight. He singled in the left, bringing home Noah Owens. Noah Owens reached on a walk. They have him played a pull down the third base side. First pitch catches the inside corner just barely. No balls and a strike as a Loman continuing his one-run piece of work. Chop down the short. Curry, back-to-back chances, firing over to first, able to pick it out of the dirt. Good work there by Beck for out number 2. I would light him up. I would light him up. 2 straight groundouts to Curry will bring up Braden Carter, I believe. Indeed so. So far, he's 0 for 1, grounding out to short. Trying to keep this inning going any way possible. Needing 6 runs. Line to left field side. That's going to go foul. Playing off the top of the fence. 0-1. Man on deck, that's Sanchez. As long as there's no pinch hitters or any absurdities, won't matter here as that's popped up shallow center field. Calling for its wall, able to make the grab. A very quick inning there, and now a chance for Davidson to increase their lead from 14 that is, to more. Mox will have to score at least 5 in order to keep playing here as we're here in the top of the 5th. Moxville trails 15-1. Coming back here, top of the 5th at Mando. Last chance here for Davidson to increase their lead from 14. Aiden Wall. Aiden Wall stepping in at the dish. New man on the mound, that's Luis Sanchez. Luis Sanchez takes over on the mound. He started the game over at third. That catches the outside corner, evens it one apiece, as well as 2 for 3. 1-1. That last one's called a strike. Oh, was it? Oh. Matthew Lane taking over, that is. Here's the payoff pitch, low and in. That's ball 4. A leadoff walk, just like back in the 4th, led to a 9. Led to a 9-batter inning. Back over in the 3rd. Cooper Young reached on an error, which led to 16 batters coming up. There's been 14 runs scored in the last 2 innings alone. 1 run coming across in the 1st. Monks was able to tie that in the home half. Line to left field, that's going to drop in front of Morales. Runners will just advance 90 feet, putting them on first and second now, nobody out. Did you get talked to Greg and get the...
Yeah.
Okay.
That same problem I had, no score on the bottom.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
Okay. Playing Marion tomorrow. Angry Mothers. No, it's down here.
Oh, it's here?
Well, Winston. Lane over at second. Gaston at first. That's Cooper Young. Now steps in at the plate. Young so far 1 for 3. Had the chance to pick off with Sanchez. As Lane was able to get back into second safely. Grounded third base. Spencer able to get in front of it. Will step on the bag. No throw, but able to get the first out of the inning. Runners will stay put first and second. This shouldn't bring top of the lineup up. Gonna try and get confirmation here. No, there's gonna be a pinch hitter. It's gonna be Braden Hatfield up to the plate. First plate appearance here, down the count 0-1. Grounded over to short. Johnson 6-4. 3 not able to hold on the first as Field comes off the bag, but able to get the second out on a fielder's choice. And this will bring up the 2-hole. Here comes Tegan Hedrick. Hatfield, that is. Popped up third base side, giving Chase Spencer, the third baseman, over at the tarp, ranging out, not able to make the grab. Gave a grade A chance, but not able to make the grab as Kason Curry comes up to the box. Once again, down the count 0-1. As he sits 0 for 2. 1 for 3, that is. Chopped down the first base side. That's going to be played foul. Down to the last strike here in the 5th. Davidson with a man 90 feet away. That's Gaston standing over at third. Hatfield at first. From the stretch, runner stays put outside, ball one. If we're able to get this out, and if Mocksville's unfortunately able to not score 5, this might be the one and only game where no stolen bases have come across. Owens trying to chase after in the gap, makes a grade A chance, got a glove to it, but not able to make the grab. One run comes across, 16-1 here in the 5th. And it looks like Owens might be a little bit shooken up after hitting the grass right in front of the POW sign. The long run there from Owens. Tried to track it all the way down, had it hit his glove, but unfortunately, once again, it bounced out. And that brought home one. As Riley will come up to the dish now, he's 2 for 2. Back to first and third. Fouled off down the first base side, 0-1. Singled in the 4th. Singled and walked in the 3rd. He brought home one, then walked in the 1st. He's been yet to record an out. The 0-1. Low and out, nearly gets away from Turner. Hatfield remains at 3rd. Curry over at 1st. Mocksville able to hold Davidson scoreless in the 2nd. That was a quick 1-2-3 inning. Passed ball gets away from Turner. Once again, runners will stay at 1st and 3rd. Indeed so. No stolen bases so far here tonight. That's popped up first base side. Not something that Mocksville's had to even worry about here as they're losing by 15. They lost yesterday to the same very team. Final score of 4-3. And lost 13-0 the night prior. Once again here against the same very Hawgs. The 2-2 popped up right field. Coming in on it, makes the grab. And that will do it here in the top of the 5th. The fly out to Carter will end the threat in the 5th. One run does come across. A 15-run deficit here in the 5th. Needing to score 6 to keep going. Mocksville Trail 16-1 going bottom 5. Coming back here, bottom of the 5th. Needing to come back within 9 runs to keep playing. Mocksville currently trails by 15. 6 runs is needed in order to keep playing, and Mocksville only has 2 hits against a 3/4 arm slot left-hander of Loman. 1-1 the count here to Sanchez. Popped up first base side, giving chases back as he'll let it go. Down to the last strike here for Sanchez. Leadoff base runner here would be huge for Mocksville. We've seen comebacks before. As that's popped up, that's going to stay in foul ground right there on the line. Right fielder calling him off its lane for out number 1. Here comes Nick Nelson. He takes over for the DH. Only the second time through the batting lineup here. As man on deck, that's Jonas. Apologies, number 17. Lined over the head of Curry at short. A 1-out single from Nelson will give Mocksville some hope here in the 5th. The third base knock of the night. That third hit gives Mocksville 97 hits on the season. Having to work from the stretch. First pitch offering here is upstairs, ball 1 to number 22 of Phelps. 17, that is, of Phelps. Joshua still looking for his first base hit here. That's going to be chopped. Going to be a tough play for the third baseman. A slow roller for Sharp. Throws it over the first, not in time. First base hit of the season here for Phelps. Comes at a no better time. First and second. Here comes Reese Jones. Once again, first base knock here from Phelps. A slow roll, just able to beat it out, as Sharp was not able to fire it over the back in time. Back up to the top of the lineup it goes. Jones trying to keep the barrel rolling. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. Let's look at Reese Jones. He's played in 2 games. He's had 2 at-bats. He is looking to get on base for the first time. He's had 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, and down to his last strike here. Last at-bat coming May 31st. The 0-2 fouled off, able to stay alive. He's been in the field 3 times. He's been able to put out one runner for a perfect fielding percentage on the season. But once again, not with any importance right now, as we need base runners, as they're up to 4 hits. 98 on the season. Mocksville chasing 100. The 0-2. Just missing downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. The 59th pitch for Loman, as this one will be pitch 60. As for Mocksville, it's been a completely different story as Kennedy threw 51 through 2 1/3. Swing and a miss there brings up 2 outs. And the last hope now is David Thiel. Third at bat through the lineup now. He's 0 for 2, but has hit a hard line drive in the left center field gap. That was caught by Riley. Hard shot short. Curry gonna fire it over the first. Easy throw over the back, and that will do it. Final score here in this one. Davidson County 16, Mocksville 1 after a 10-run third inning. We'll be back here next Tuesday. And as for Mocksville, their next game will be tomorrow, once again here, at Davidson, as they'll play the Hawgs once more this season. Once again, in the final score, 16-1 in favor of the Hawgs.